Hi everybody, I'm Trin Johnson and welcome to Dust in My Eye. Today I thought I would do something a little different and show you all my Christmas decorations. I figure it's that time of year and everybody's decorating their house, and maybe you would like to see what somebody else does. And I have a lot of handmade and homemade kind of eclectic stuff that I've been collecting for years and years. I think the oldest stuff I have is from like the early 50s that my mom and brother made together. And I have stuff I've made, stuff my kids have made, stuff I've purchased, handmade stuff. And it's all kind of fun and a little bit different. And I thought I would take you along. If I can figure out how to make chapters work, I will try and do that. But otherwise, you can always just pause on a section if you want to look at something in more detail. So I will try to make this not too terribly long. I want to keep it moving, and I'd like to take you with me. So come on. So I thought I would start at the very beginning, right inside the front door. And this is where I have my snowmen and snowwomen. And you can see I have quite a few, and I have more behind me and more to my right. But like I said, I've been doing this for years. Now, I'll get a little closer here. And this little guy is really super cute. I got him at a craft show years ago. And I've been collecting various snowmen, and I found this sled a couple years ago, and that worked out really cute place to put them. And the little guy right there, one of my children made out of Sculpey. And the one with the scarf on right there is a piece of pottery that the hat comes off, and he's sitting on an upside down pole. And then I have the cat tree with all our cat tree. I have the snowman tree with all the snowman ornaments. And over here I have some artwork that my daughter did, and then a little picture of some artwork my son did, because a friend bought his painting, his picture, and I took a picture of it before we sold it, so it was kind of a fun thing. And then all sorts of cute little bits of snowman pieces, and yeah, and a couple big ones down here. I think the one on the right was possibly from Hudson's, or I don't remember. It's one of those kinds of things where you spend so much. And the guy with the blue hat in the back, my daughter made when she was about 7. So anyway, and the funky snowman, let's get a close-up of him. He's kind of fun. It's kind of like Nightmare Before Christmas snowman. He usually has greens he's sitting on, but my daughter's cat likes to eat them, so I have to wait and get some fresh ones, and we haven't done that yet. So we get them when we get the tree. So I'm going to hold for a minute and then move on. Okay, now I've moved to the other side of the door, and I have a couple cute little snowmen over there. And this is more the bluey, silvery, fanciful colored snowman. And a handmade tile up there. It's kind of fun, a piece of lace from the antique store. And I'll let you see that. That was kind of pretty. And that's what we have. The white picture was a housewarming gift when we moved in here. And now this is across from the front door. And I have these two cuties and found this cool little sleigh I could put them in. And I found this little lantern-like guy that hangs from, I have outdoor garden stuff that hang from that during the summer, so it works really nice for this. And little lunch boxes that make little suitcases for their trip. And the picture in the back my daughter painted, I used to teach a children's art class. That's why I have a lot of artwork from the kids when they were kids. And that's kind of cool to have. And I have this cute little fox in there that my husband gave me for Christmas. He's kind of fun. And I think I got the cloth at an antique store. Kind of kitschy looking. And here is my gnome. Found him at Joann Fabrics and I just fell in love with him. And then I have these little trees that I've decorated to match his hat. And I have a kitty, because there's a lot of those around here. Yeah. And then upstairs, I have a Mary Engelbright quilt that I got on sale, I think at Hudson's. So it was a long time ago. And yeah, it's a really pretty quilt, really cool. And another kitty we have resting. And over here we have the tribute to Rudolph with the tree and the abominable snowman putting the star on the tree. And all the little elves down here. And the snowman, Santa. And then over here we have the iceberg with Yukon Cornelius and all the little dolls from the characters from the Island of Misfit Toys is there, the ones that I have. And then I have these bells that are hanging on this sculpture. That's kind of an interesting thing, I think, anyway. So that's my Rudolph. I love Rudolph. This is the North Pole washateria that I made. I think I saw it in a magazine and decided it was kind of cute, so I would make one for myself. The little britches on the right, though, where I found it at an antique store, looks like somebody's panties. So that's probably why I decided to do it. But I've had that for years, and this cute little guy came from a art fair. And then I have a collection of things down here, including some Lego the kids made back when they were little. They probably got them in their stockings. And nesting dolls, some ornaments. And this is our collection of nutcrackers. For a while, my husband got one in his stocking about every year, collected from antique stores. So that's what that is. Now we're in the living room, and this is my daughter's creche. My mother made the brown thing that they're sitting on and gave this set of figurines to her 3 granddaughters that she had at the time, older granddaughters, I should say, and pine cones she had picked up with my dad. And then I have some rocks from the beach, from the cottage, and a couple sheep. I think there's 4 sheep. Anyway, so this is a neat thing that my mom made for my daughter. And if I pull out, you can see I have a star hanging, and he's hanging from the ceiling, and a print of a angel painting. Let me see if I can get the glare off of it. There we go. So that's what's over here. Now in this little cupboard, I have all the pottery things my kids made in grade school. Various and sundry things and some kitschy little plates that I found at an antique store or at, gosh, I don't know, might have been TJ Maxx. I don't really remember, but I know the trees are from an antique store. And then I just picked up that little snowman at Target, and that's a little musical box with Santa and the trees. And then I have this stack of boxes, nesting boxes, that I made for my mom and my mother-in-law, and I inherited, and myself, I think, and I inherited another set back. So I have 2 sets of them, and I think somebody else took one of the other ones. But that was kind of a fun project. And this is a village that I got back in, like, I think it was around 1993 or so. I waited in line Black Friday. I think it was, I got in the store at like 5 o'clock in the morning to get this set. And I think they were $5 a piece or something. So, and then of course I made a whole community and had to find the right size people, and then they quit carrying the right size people. So that was it. I was glad I got everything I wanted, because I don't think they had it like maybe the year after that, and then it was done. And this green and red wall hanging is just very, very, I don't know if you can see, very meticulously done. It's all applique, and it's really cool. And I got that at an art fair, and a picture of my kids with Santa, and a picture of my little one with Santa when she was little. And my sister did this cross stitch for me for Christmas one year, which is kind of cool. And then I have a painting my son did that was a copy of a Christmas card back when I taught art classes. And now this is all my Santas. I have this goofy one that is tied to a chair, or he falls down. This tall, skinny thing that's on an old board. And a collection of a bunch of other ones from various places. The little guy over here was from an art class that my son made him for me in grade school. And this magazine, this Night Before Christmas book, we had when I was a kid. It's from the 60s. And it's really cool. Just a really neat old book. I think it cost all of 19 cents in 1945. So, but that was what we had when I was a kid. That was what we got to read it from that. And then up here on my clock shelf, I've got this bouncing Mrs. Santa that I got these at Costco. I have Mr. Santa, Mr. Claus on the other side. And the Santa was the little pink Santa, pinkish red one, my son made him. He was on a Christmas present. And clock my grandfather won in a bean counting contest, or guess the beans in the jar contest, I should say. Anyway, so that's all my Santas. And this is my wall of angels. Yes, it's a giraffe angel up there, and a button doll angel, and this is one of my monsters, quirky little 3-eyed angel, and that little one my sister cross-stitched for me, and that one of the kids made in art class. He's got his hanger in his face. There we go. And the candle angel my friend gave me a set of those. And the white angel on the box my mom gave me. And this little one over here I made for my mom. And then when she passed away, I inherited it back. And then I painted a picture of her last year, and that's up there, which was kind of fun. I think I have a video of me doing that. If I remember correctly, I will link it in the bottom. So, in the description. I always say that. So that's all my wall of angels on the piano. Now this is a very, very special tree to my family. Not the tree itself, but all the balls on the tree. My Aunt Jeannie made. And she would make so many of these. And then she would send us boxes, and every time somebody got married, they would get a box of these balls. And when you go to visit her, she would take you up to her craft room and you could pick out a bunch more. And it was just so cool. They're all handmade. Just a really neat thing. We have a Facebook group called Aunt Jean's Christmas Balls just for that purpose, to share how we've used them and what we did with them. So that's kind of fun. And I'll just move right over here since I'm right by it. This Blessed Virgin painting was one my mother purchased, and she put it on her mantle, and then she decided she needed this specific color of poinsettias, and so she got the right color of poinsettias, and this was her mantle arrangement, and I inherited this too. This was another thing from my mom. And this is a re-envisioned village that my mom and my brother made, I think out of milk cartons or something, or cereal boxes when he was a kid in the early 50s. And I just rearranged them a little bit and used some rocks from the beach, and I thought it turned out kind of cute. Gave it a river with some alcohol ink, because that works pretty well. So that's the one I was talking about in the beginning. The oldest one I have, I think, in decorations. Just a little quick spot check. These are a couple of my monsters, my Christmas monsters. Melted snowman and a little skater guy. And now this is our mantle. And I cross-stitched all these stockings. Gosh, I made extras. I made ones for my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law, their son. I can't remember all who, grandma. Anyway, anybody that was going to be at the house at that Christmas. So I inherited a couple of those back, which come in really handy because this year we have our daughter-in-law coming to Christmas, which they don't always get to come because they live in South America. And our new grandbaby is coming, so I had to have one for him. And the cat paw I knitted for the kitties, and I don't know if you could see, he's got a little mouse hanging from him. He gets replaced by my sister's stocking because my sister always spends Christmas morning with us. So that one goes and gets hung up in another spot, and hers takes its place. The painting was a Christmas card that I painted on a big canvas because I wanted a big Santa Claus painting for Christmas. So I do not know who the original artist is, but I did a copy of their Christmas card. And then the Santa ornament, I have a snowman one too. We got it at Costco. Oh, probably 15 years ago or more. So he's kind of fun. So this is my art corner, and I don't have a lot of decorations in here because I need space to work in this little corner. But I do have this pair of turtles that my sister got me. They came into the thrift store she works at, and she thought I might like them, so she picked them up for me. And then I have this really cool kitschy tree that I got at an antique show. I think it was a display. I don't know. I fell in love with it and I was like, okay, that has to come home with me because that's so cool. And I hang all my alcohol ink balls on it. And it's kind of fun. And then I have the little copper ones in between. So all kind of eclectic and a little bit different. And then over here I have my little gnomes. I've been working on these gnomes. I got the pattern in 2015 and I finally got to making them last year. They don't all have scarves. I will probably be making more of them because they're kind of fun. They're really quick to make, and I just pulled them back out because they were, I like to have them out for Christmas. They don't have to be Christmas, but that's what I kind of use them for. And then I just have a little bit over here, just a couple of little stuffed fuzzies. The Mouse King from the Nutcracker, he was a giveaway, I think, at Marshall Fields in apparently 1997. And then on the little footstool, I have my Mitty Kitty. You want to say hi? No, you want to yawn. She does like that footstool. So anyway, let's move on. Now this is an old library table that my mom had, and I inherited it from her. And this is where all my deer hang out. The various sorts, and a lot of them were gifts. The big one here with the scarf my son made in, I think, middle school. And the little paper one here was on top of a present. And then we have, these are kind of cool. I got these at an antique show, and I thought they reminded me of all the reindeer taking off. So I always put them going upwards. And a Rudolph painting that my daughter did. And a couple paintings I did for the watercolor class I teach last year. I think we did these. Somebody made me this little necklace. I don't remember which child it was, though. Anyway, so this is the deer corner. And over here we have my Grinch and his doggie. I thought they were so darn cute. I think Cole's had them. And my robot monster guy is always there. He's a good place for people to be able to plug in their laptops. And these three guys are my little tiny monsters that I made a little trio of. And in here I have my little elves that I got years and years ago, and all collected all sorts of little bits and pieces to go with them. Little choo-choo trains and such. And then I have some Christmas artwork. This is brush trees, little brushed out trees that Cece's Creations. She had a video on them, and we did them in my art class and had a lot of fun with them. So that's where those are from. And then up here, my little 50s kitsch. I had two of these, like mid-century modern-y looking stuff, two sets of everything, because I used them as centerpieces one year, but I thought they looked kind of cool up there on the shelf. And I'm not really one for blinking lights, but I like them in this instance. And this is the toy tree, and I have all my Rudolph toys. And this guy we made when we did the Christmas Carol. The version we did had a toy in it, a pull toy. So we made one for the play, and that's there. And then this was the era of decoupage, like photos or cards, and I made that for my mom back when I was maybe 8, and inherited it back, and then got some more little things down here, some nutcracker nesting dolls, and some more little toys, an old pull toy, and the bottom shelf is beach rocks, but and a cat toy. So that's what's over here. And we have this goofy cat that I put striped pajamas on for Christmas. It was a sleeper that I had when the kids were babies. And then I have some trees up top there. And last but not least, I have the cat tree. And this year, the cat tree just happens to be next to the cat tree. So, double year, double whammy. And I have all sorts of cool cat ornaments. That's what happens when you're a cat person. You get lots of cat things. And I have some fun cats. One's got fish in his belly. And I have pictures of the kitties that we have lost that are no longer with us. I have more down here. And I've got a picture of one of our kitties that I drew with alcohol ink. I think there's a video on that. There's a video on that technique for sure. Some more cats down here. There's a cat right there who's decided her tail needs to be in the picture. And this green guy we got had a store in California, gosh, in the 80s. It was the coolest store. Really eclectic stuff. And then on the cat tree, all these little guys and this big guy we made in 1985. He was the centerpiece, and everybody's had a cat with a candle in it as a placeholder. And the funny one in the back, my daughter made me. She got it all sewn together and realized it was upside down. But she just went with it because you can see how it could be confused. So it was kind of funny. A little Nightmare Before Christmas-ish. So yeah, one Christmas, we were having a bunch of cats going to be visiting, not just the ones that lived here. And so I said, we need a cat tree, a big cat tree. And my husband went across the creek and cut down. He didn't cut it down. It was a dead piece of ash. And brought it back and we put it together. I had bought these boxes at Target on clearance, and he had some pieces of wood from the shop that were in the shop bin, and we put it together, and they love it. So, and it wears Christmas lights all year round. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was kind of fun to sneak a peek at somebody else's house and how they decorate. And I hope you got some ideas of what you could do. And if you have ideas for me, please comment. That would be lots of fun. I'd like to hear what you have to say. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. And if you would like to see more, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified of future videos, hit the little bell. You can also buy me a cup of coffee. I have a link in the description. And please check out my Etsy shop where I have prints of my artwork along with cute little monsters for sale. And until next time, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.